Hi, my name is Eric Smith. I'm with Forest River Coachman, Class A Division. Going to go over some weight loading, how to put your items in your motorhome to get the best performance out of it and make it safe. I'm going to go over some technical terms, not all of them in depth, but some of the more important ones to you as a user to make sure that everything going in your motorhome is correct and we're not overweighing it, making it handle improperly, sort of like that. I'm going to want to walk you through where to place the items in general, and a good way to kind of cheat it in the end to make sure that you don't have to spend any more time on this than you need to every time you go out on a trip. So the first thing I want to talk to you about are the more technical sides of it. A couple of these abbreviations will be important to you. You've heard them probably before, similar to what a car would be or a truck would be, especially truck owners out there. So GVWR is a weight of your motorhome when it's completely loaded. This is the capacity of the motorhome itself. Your GCWR, very important for motorhomes. People are oftentimes taking a camper, or not a camper necessarily, but a enclosed trailer, a flat trailer, maybe flat towing a car behind the motorhome. Most people doing that out there to kind of save some driving on the motorhome once they set up. The OCCC, this is kind of a new one for some people because they're used to hearing cargo carrying capacity. The OCCC is occupants and cargo carrying capacity. That's going to be whatever the GVWR of your motorhome is, minus what we consider our dry weight, which might be a little misleading. Our dry weight is actually encompassing of a full tank of propane. It also includes a full tank of fuel. So any of that overage, we're expecting when you go out on a trip that you don't want to be inconvenienced with trying to figure all that out. So we're going to go ahead and subtract that from the total GVWR. And then what we're going to tell you is you can load weight into that motorhome any way you see fit as long as it stays within these guidelines. So that's going to include passengers. The hitch tongue weight, okay, can be kind of misleading also. The hitch tongue weight, let's say you have a 5,000 or 8,000 pound hitch. Your tongue loading weight on that hitch, you're not going to want to exceed 10% of that actual hitch rating. That weight rating that's on there is actually for the pulling weight of that. So that hitch rating also does not mean that you can hook that up and go with it if you've got your motorhome absolutely over capacity either. So what you're going to want to do is make sure that you reference back to the owner's manual for your specific motorhome. Check it out on the website. Make sure that we're staying inside of all those guidelines. The GCWR is actually the gross combined weight of the motorhome and whatever you're towing. So that can fluctuate a little bit. That one's more confusing for people than just about any of the rest of them. Any of the dealers that you're doing business with for your motorhome, they can definitely help you out with that. As always, you can reach back out to us for that also. Water is not included in that, the OCCC. The water is actually, it's very heavy. So any water that you might have in your motorhome, whether it be fresh tank or in your black or gray tank, that water can accumulate weight very, very fast. Most people are going to want to fill that up when they get on site anyways, and the less water that you're carrying in there for the amount of burden that it is to fill it up on site, it really deters what you can take with it to enjoy your travel. So I would encourage you to make sure that you're making sure your tanks are empty, both your fresh and your black and gray, at least to the convenience level that you can operate inside of, especially on the fresh tank. Just general, the idea here is weight, keep it as low as possible, keep it as middle of the road as possible. Just make sure that we're centering it up good. Left and right, really heavy on left or right, drivers, passengers, that can affect the drivability of the motorhome more so than front to rear, but we still got to kind of respect our weights on those. The heavier the item, just rule of thumb, keep it low. Kind of think about it just like you are on a plane. You're going to want to keep everything down where it's safe. In the event that you're out on the road and you have to panic brake, do something silly like that, you never know. Out on the roads, you don't want those heavy items being able to flop around and be a detriment to you when you're riding in the motorhome. The heavier items, try to secure them down. Find a place where you can tuck them in where they're not going to be able to slide around. Scales, when you're doing this, scales are really popular option for this. Most of your trucker scales, your feed mills, gravel yards, stuff like that, will have a scale available that you can drive through and just double check your measures. And again, like I said, dealerships are very helpful on this kind of thing. And once you get to that point, you're probably going to want to kind of make a road map of the way you loaded your motorhome. Plus or minus something, you're going to be pretty close each time you go out. So if you just go through, get everything settled, lock it in, like it, you know, test it once, maybe, make sure that you like it. Go through, kind of make a cheat sheet, walk through the motorhome, say I put this there, that there, make it easier to load it back up the next time. You'll already know what you got before you take off, you know you're safe. And that's the goal here, making sure that whenever somebody pulls out on the road with one of our motorhomes, we want to make sure that they're going to have a safe trip first, a great trip second, right? So we want to make sure when you hit the road that everybody is safe. All of this is covered in much more detail. This is just an overview. It's covered in much more detail on coachmanrv.com. It's very easy to get to. coachmanrv.com, top right corner, click on Digital Owner's Manual. You get a bunch of drop downs, not only concerning this video only, but for everything in your motorhome. Makes it very easy. Check that out. Like us on Facebook, and as always, we appreciate your business.